Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we will discuss about Williamson synthesis of ethers. So in my previous video I have already discussed about the preparation of ethers from alcohols using dehydration method. That means with excess alcohol, if we use concentrated H2SO4 in heating condition, we can get ethers from 1 degree alcohols, and with 2 degree alcohols we can get a mixture of products, that means SN1 product and E1 product both. But with 3 degree alcohols we cannot prepare ethers, we can have only the E1 product, that means we can get alkenes. But with this Williamson synthesis we can get ethers effectively. So what is that? When alkyl halides are heated with sodium or potassium alkoxide, ethers are obtained. Let me show you one example of that one. So C2H5ONa, what is that? This is sodium ethoxide, right? And if we react it with CH3CH2I, that means one alkyl halide, or we have taken ethyl iodide, and we heat it, it will undergo SN2 reaction mechanism, and we will get our desired ether C2H5O, C2H5 along with NaI. Okay, that means we are getting diethyl ethers. Similarly, if you take sodium phenoxide and treat it with like methyl bromide, in similar reaction mechanism we will get PHOCH3 plus NaBr. Okay, NaBr. So what is the common name of this ether? This is known as anisole. Okay, so Williamson synthesis is a very effective procedure by which we can prepare ethers, but as I have told that it undergoes SN2 reaction mechanism, so it is very sensitive towards steric hindrance. Okay, due to least steric hindrance, the primary methyl halides are most reactive in this reaction. That means we have to have one CH2X group into the alkyl halide, or we have to take methyl halides. Okay, due to considerable steric hindrance, SN2 attack on secondary alkyl halide is inhibited, and as a result we can get a mixture of products. That means we will get alkenes also by E2 mechanism. But if you take tertiary alkyl halides, it will not undergo any kind of substitution reaction, because towards a substitution reaction they are completely unreactive, and we get only the elimination product by E2 mechanism. And in SN2 reaction mechanism we know that they are also sensitive towards the leaving group. That means we have to take a good leaving group in the alkyl halide. That means we have to take alkyl bromide or alkyl iodide, as iodide and bromide are good leaving groups. Let me describe this one with a suitable example. So if you want to prepare tertiary butyl ethyl ether, okay, so what is the structure of that one? CH3 whole tri C O CH2 CH3, correct. So two possibilities are there. We can take tertiary butyl bromide and sodium or potassium ethoxide, or we can take ethyl halide, that means ethyl iodide or ethyl bromide along with sodium or potassium tertiary butoxide. So at first I am taking tertiary butyl bromide. Okay, so this is tertiary butyl bromide. So in presence of sodium or potassium ethoxide, what will happen? I am showing you. This is a base. This will obstruct the acidic proton and it will follow a E2 reaction mechanism. Okay, and we will have this one as our elimination product. Along with this, we are having C2H5OH plus NABR. That means we are getting 2-methyl propene instead of tertiary butyl ethyl ether. Okay, so we cannot take this combination. This is not possible. So next one is this one. We are taking sodium tertiary butoxide, or you can take potassium tertiary butoxide also. Along with that, ethyl bromide. Okay, so this is the substrate which will undergo substitution, right? So oxygen with its negative charge will attack from backside, and bromide, being a good leaving group, will leave from the system. That means it can undergo SN2 reaction mechanism, and as a result we are getting our product CH3 whole tri CO CH2 CH3. So this combination we can use for the preparation of tertiary butyl ethyl ether, but not this one. Okay, and the cause is described already why it cannot be done. And backside attack by the nucleophile is not possible in aryl halides. You all know that, due to the repulsive interaction of the pi electron cloud which is present in the system. So reactions like that is not possible. Suppose you are taking sodium ethoxide or potassium ethoxide, okay, and this is aryl halide. So it has to attack from this side and this has to leave for an SN2 reaction to occur, but this will not occur because of the presence of this pi electron cloud. It will inhibit the attack and this kind of attack is not possible. So we will not get the product like this OC2H5. That means ethyl phenyl ethyl, or we can generally term it like alkyl aryl ether. Okay, so this is not possible. And if you take sodium phenoxide for example, and you expect similar kind of reaction with that one, or you can take any kind of SN2 reaction with that one, is also not possible for the similar kind of reason, and we will not have diphenyl ether or diaryl ether preparation by this method, is not possible. So these are the reasons of not formation of this kind of products by this reaction mechanism. Okay, so this is all about Williamson synthesis, and if you have any question or any confusion about this topic, then you can ask me in the comment section below. I will try to answer your questions. And if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and of course hit the bell icon to get notification of my new videos. Thanks for watching.